Good evening, Ajahn, and good evening everyone here in the hall, and welcome also to our online audience. Thank you for joining us. Tonight's guided meditation is taken by Ajahn Sadaro. Thank you, Ajahn. The format for tonight's guided meditation session is that we'll start with a brief introduction, a little bit of guidance, and then meditate until 8:30. At the end of the guided meditation, if you want to ask any questions, you can do that here in the hall just by raising your hand, or if you're online, you can type your question into the live chat. A quick few announcements, because there's quite a lot happening in the next week or so here at the BSV. Tomorrow night there's another guided meditation session with possibly our president of the committee, Adrian. Our usual lay teacher Sandeep is on leave for a while. Then on Friday night is the first of 4 sessions. Can you remind me what they're called, Ajahn?
It's called How to Meditate on Not Self.
So if you have been confused about self and not self, that would be good sessions for you. Now, they are not being run here live. They are through the online community only. So if you're interested to join those, the details are that they are, I think, 7 p.m. Starting this Friday, and then for the following 3 Fridays, so the 5th of April, 12th and 19th of April. So that's 7 p.m. and that's through the online community on Discord. So if you're interested and would like to join that, you're not already a member, you can go to the BSV website and join the online community through that. There is also, starting on Friday, our Easter weekend retreat. So 4 days of meditation. That's going to be led by Ajahn Sangamaji. That will start at 9 a.m. each day and go through to 3 p.m. So that's starting on Friday the 29th and through to Monday the 1st. That's the opposite of the How to Meditate on Not Self, because that's in person but not online. So if you're more in for your in-person experiences, that's the one to come to. That will be run each day, including on the Sunday, but on the Sunday it will include our normal Dhamma talk at 9:30, so the morning session will be a bit different. If you are coming to the the meditation retreat, we just ask you bring your own lunch each day to minimise the amount of fuss and interaction on the day. Next weekends, as I said, the Dhamma talk will be taken by Ajahn Sangamaji, and he, I believe, is also doing the Monday night guided meditation next week as well. So I think that's all the announcements. Just a reminder, if you're here in the hall, to please turn your phone off or put it on silent for the duration of the session. And that's all I need to say, I think. Thank you.
The nightly online.
Oh, okay. So we'll go through the other meditation options because we have so many. We have a lot. So every day you can start early. There is in the online community between 4 and 6:30 a.m. We're running New Day, New Mind meditation sits. That's again through the online platform, the online community Discord. So, and on Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays, they will be taken by, Ajahn Nando is joining for a 30-minute guided meditation at 6 a.m. That's Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. And then if you're maybe more of an evening person, 7 p.m. to 7:30 on Monday to Thursday evenings, there is also Make Meditation a Healthy Habit. That's again through the online community, so you can join then, receive a guided meditation for about 20 minutes and then a bit of Q&A at the end. So lots of opportunities to help you develop a good habit of meditation.
Whew. Yeah.
Sorry for the length of that. Let's do some meditating. Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
So now we've filled your head with a whole bunch of information and things that you can do. We're going to tell you to stop doing them all now. Very good. Okay. Anyone that doesn't know me, my name's Ajahn Sadaro. Is there anybody here? It's the first night here that they've ever come? 1, 2, yeah. Okay, nice. Of the people that have just come here for the first time, have you ever done any meditation before? Yeah, done some before? Okay. Any particular kind of meditation that you've done? Have you been doing it for a while or?
Some different types over about 6 years.
Okay, great, perfect. Yeah, and what about yourself?
Just off and on by myself
Yep. Okay. No problem. No problem. Yeah. So we will be sitting for a little bit longer tonight. So we usually sit for it's around about an hour kind of thing, and then we can ask questions after it if you like. I'll give some, seeing as how most people are pretty familiar with the practice of meditation, I'll just give minimal guidance tonight. Okay. So with that, we'll get started. Just want to find a comfortable seat and a comfortable posture. And see if you can tune into the process of settling in. You yourself will settle in, the people around you settle in. You can hear the sounds. Notice the way your body starts to adjust. Even now your mind starts to set itself up, preparing to practice. Whatever we may have walked in here with tonight, concerns, feelings, whatever they are, just park them at the front door. And just start to settle in to our practice. Put these things down. Any weight that you might feel like you have on you, any burden. You can notice it in your body, maybe in your chest or in your shoulders, in your throat. Whatever that burden is, just see if you can soften and put it down. It's not the time to be concerned with it. Now is the time to relax and simply stop striving. Stop doing, stop fixing, stop planning. What would it be like if we could just let go of all these burdens and just sit? And as things start to settle and still, you can start to pay attention to your regular method of meditation, be it the breath, a mantra, sensations, whatever it is that you usually use, what you're most comfortable with. even if the body still isn't settled, maybe the mind isn't settled. Just be patient. Just continue to let things go and relax. Things are disquieting or uncomfortable. Just see if you can allow them to be the way they are. Not to stir things up. Just like a glass of dirty water. If everything's stirred up and we keep moving the glass around, the sediment never settles to the bottom. But if we're just patient, if we just leave things as they are, gradually the sediment settles and the water becomes still and clear. Just be patient with your body and with your mind. Just simply keep putting in the right causes, watching your breath or observing the sensations, however you're meditating. Just put in the right causes, and if you're patient, the results will come. we typically have this innate concern that we want our mind to be a certain way, want our meditation to go a certain way. We want things to be still, calm, peaceful, or blissful, equanimous, silent. We spend our time chasing after something. What would it be like if you could just drop all your concerns for any outcome? And make your practice as simple as possible by simply focusing on putting in the right kinds of causes. Simply watching the breath. Nothing else. Just these causes without any expectation. final few moments of the meditation. You can either continue to go along with your own practice, or you can follow along to some of the reflections that I give. It's up to you. Just take a moment to recognize that right now you're experiencing something. You're alive. The lights are on for you in your conscious experience. But just reflect that it won't always be that way. At some point, all of this has to end. We only have a finite amount of time. And this isn't something to be worried about or scared of. It's just the natural way things are. And it's okay. And everybody's in the same boat. But at some point, things will have to end for you. And so you can ask yourself, how am I spending my time? How am I treating the people around me? The time that I have while I'm alive. What consumes my mind, my attention? Is it overrun by stress and negativity? Or is it light and free? These questions obviously might bring up some discomfort, unease, but that's okay. We all have to face these things sometimes. At some point, we inevitably have to face them. And if it is causing some unease, again, this is okay. Because right at this moment, you're still here. You have this next moment of existence to use your time well. To treat those around you a little bit better. To work at improving the quality of your mind. And this is the most precious opportunity that you have. So many people go through life never realizing that they have this opportunity to make their existence a little brighter. Just by improving the quality of their mind. So keep asking, how should I be right now? Knowing at some point this will all end. Again, just take a moment to appreciate the preciousness of the experience that you have. See if you can make the resolve to be a little kinder. Not take things so seriously or so personally. To show gratitude when others are kind to us. Because we don't know how many opportunities we'll have left to make our own and others' existence a little bit better. That's good. I close my eyes and more people show up. That's great. Yeah. It's only half the amount of people that were here before. I mean, sorry, it's double the amount of people that were here before. That's good. Very good. Hopefully you all had a nice meditation tonight. Anybody got anything that's been coming up for them in their practice? Anything they want to share or discuss, ask? Now's the time. Yep.
Thank you for that, Ajahn.
Yeah, no problem.
I've been noticing, like, when I do the sitting up meditation, something that keeps coming up is one of my legs goes to sleep.
Yep.
And gets a bit numb.
Yep.
And I was just wondering if, I'm assuming people have come across this before, and
Yep.
if there's like certain positions that are better for that, or if I just have bad genetics and thick thighs.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Who else has had a numb leg when they sat meditation before? Yeah, pretty much everybody. So don't worry about it too much. You do obviously get some sort of numbness there sometimes, especially when you're sitting in one posture for a long time. Now, that being said, you do have to be careful. It's like, well, do I have like a pinched nerve or something where it is sort of causing my, everything to go to sleep or to go numb in some kind of way? If that is the case, you might, the particular posture that you're using might not be the best for you. On the flip side of that, there is also just generally your limbs do go to sleep a little bit sometimes in meditation. So it's just a matter of seeing whether it's just your like a regular meditation, like going to sleep kind of thing, or if it is an underlying physical problem. If it's an underlying physical problem, obviously you just change, sit in a seat or something. Last week I had like a really bad back, and I had to sit in a chair. Somebody lovingly called me Ajahn Sadaro or something. Chairaro, which I thought was great. I thought that was a fantastic joke. So yeah, if it is some kind of physical issue, obviously just sit in a chair or something. But if not, just it is just something that comes up, and just gradually, the more you sit, the less these problems become. You can try the Burmese style, you can try the half lotus style, you can try sitting on one of those little stools, you can try different things and just see which one's the most comfortable for you. So,
Thank you.
No problem.
Ajahn, there is an online question.
Yeah,
it's just very broad. But I will ask
broad, I'll give a long answer then.
It's what steps should we take to improve our meditation?
Lots of them. No, it is a good question, and I'll answer this in a way where obviously, when we think about improving our meditation, we usually just think about the meditation side of things. We just think, okay, I should meditate more, or I should meditate on a particular meditation object, or I should, do a practice morning and night and all these kinds of things. And all these things are valid and useful. But we also have to remember there's many other facets of our lives that contribute to us having a good meditation practice. The way that we're how we're spending the rest of our day. Are we spending it on things that are causing a lot of agitation in our mind? How we're interacting with the people around us. Are we having a lot of conflict with people around us? Are we being, or are we having like kind relationships with the people that are around us? How is the kind of the quality of our mind with regard to products and things that we consume? Is there like an overwhelming desire there? How's our general health? How's our sleep? All these different kinds of things actually play into it. So what is the way to develop like a better meditation practice? The way I look at it is involves not just thinking about your meditation, but also thinking about these other aspects in your life and the things that are having an impact on your mind. You really do need like a whole ecology and a whole holistic view to practicing meditation. Because your meditation, essentially what you want to get it to the point of being is that your meditation like becomes your life. It should try to get to the point where it's like it's no different between you sitting down with your eyes closed and you wandering around in the world on the bus and going to work and all these different kinds of things. You don't really want a distinction between these two things. So essentially it's so many things in your life that are contributing to either the clarity and the well-being of your mind or the agitation and the suffering of your mind. We have to take all these different kinds of things on. And if we can see there's some element in our life where it is causing some kind of agitation, some kind of suffering, that's going to have an impact on your meditation. If we have something in our life where things are going well and we're deriving meaning and purpose and all these kinds of things, and we're acting usefully and beneficially and morally in the world, this is going to have an impact on our meditation as well. So we really do have to take a very holistic look at how do I develop a meditation practice. Again, it is I'm just sitting, I'm doing these different kinds of practices, I'm closing my eyes, I'm doing all these kinds of things. But we also have to think of all these other aspects in our lives as well as, in a way, feeding into and supporting our meditation practice as well. So, yeah, it's a broad question, and I've given you a very broad answer. So, yeah.
Thank you, Ajahn. Are there any more questions here in the hall?
There's one up the back. One up the back. Yeah. We just need the microphone for the people online. Yeah.
I guess I just wanted to ask first, I want a clarification on, I think, something you said in the previous answer.
Yep.
When you said you want to sort of get rid of the distinction between meditating and not meditating.
Yep.
Does that mean like, I'm trying to just sort of specify,
Yeah, for sure.
Meaning that when you're not when you're not doing like a mentally like tiring activity, you should not be like overthinking, even if you're not meditating. It's that type of thing. It should be like that calm state of mind, or...
Sorry, can you just repeat that again? Sorry? No, that's fine. That's fine.
Like, when you said you need to get rid of that distinction,
Yep.
does that mean when you're not doing any activities, like when you're just sitting down,
Yep.
you should be in that sort of meditation state?
Okay, yeah. So it can mean that, yeah. It can mean that. So say, for example, hypothetically speaking, you're sitting on the bus. You're sitting on the bus, and nothing's happening. It's like, okay, well, maybe now my time is free. So I might, just sit here and maybe watch the breath, or I might sit here and listen to the sounds that are around and in a way meditate in that way. So you can classify it as that as well, and that is a very, very good starting point if you're only really just starting your meditation journey. But the point I was actually going for, it is actually much broader than that. So in effect, if we become very, very proficient with our meditation, everything we do in our life becomes a kind of meditation. So, obviously now at the moment, we might sort of sit meditation and think, oh, it's just watching the breath now. That's just me closing my eyes, watching the breath. Or if I'm sitting on the bus, I just watch the breath. But essentially, we're trying to get to the point where everything we do and we interact and we speak to people, there's a kind of meditation going on at that point in time. So even now, as you talk to you can sit here, you can actually you can watch the breath. Or you can sit here and talk in these kinds of ways, and you can be contemplating, everything's just sort of appearing and changing. And so there's a way we can bring a kind of meditation into absolutely everything that we do in life. Now, if this does seem like a bit sort of far-fetched and a bit out of the pale, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it too much. It takes a lot of time to get up to this point. Takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of trying to be mindful in everything that you do. So even small things, as I said, like at the bus, we try to do it on the bus. We try to do some meditation on the bus. It's like, okay, I can sort of do this. Where we're starting to wash some dishes or something. It's like, oh, hang on, maybe I can meditate while I wash the dishes. Maybe I just keep my attention focused on the dishes. Oh, okay, this is a kind of meditation. I can see that happening. If you're having a shower or something, I say, let's just be aware of the feeling of the water hitting me, and as I move my hand around and wash the body, I can just be aware of this. It's these little steps, these little things where we start to realize, oh, actually, I can meditate in all these other different situations as well. So, but yeah, as I said, if it's, don't sort of worry about it too much and go, oh, I have to meditate at absolutely every moment. So when I'm driving a car, I should sit here and close my eyes and like wash the breath. Like, obviously don't do that. Obviously don't do that. Take it, we take it a step at a time, and just those little things, those little moments that we get in life, we can maybe turn to meditation. And then we start to realize that it is actually possible to live like this. But just when we're starting, it might not feel like it's totally possible, but if we practice a little bit, we start to see the scope of possibilities opens up for the times that we can meditate, and then we realize in the end, actually, you can do it all the time. It is possible. Does that make sense? Or?
Yeah, thank you, Ajahn. I think as a beginner, it's probably hard to comprehend, but hopefully one day.
Yeah. Just start small. Just start small with those. Yeah, especially those times where you are just sort of free. Those times where you are free, I'm just sort of bored, I'd usually grab my phone. Okay, let's instead of grabbing my phone, let's see if I can take like 3 mindful breaths. You just start simply like that. Yeah.
Thank you. I also had another question.
Yeah, go for it.
Which is, I think when I sort of do meditation at home, it's with like something in the background, like a YouTube video or something like that.
Yep.
But doing it here, which is like there's no like audio or anything going on, I find it a bit hard to sort of focus on thing, like, and I feel like I lose my mind goes running or whatever. I guess, is there any sort of tips to sort of avoid that, especially when it's no like guidance, I guess? Yeah. So it's so the way you've started is good, and this is how most people start. You start with a lot of guidance. So you're doing meditation. Yeah, there's like a constant voice in your ear when you're guiding you the whole kind of time. It's like, great, I'm meditating. This is good. I'm meditating. And this is a good way to start, because it gives you like the kind of guide rails that you need. But as you progress a little bit in your meditation, it's like, well, maybe I can't hang on to the guide rails all the time. And so the first time you do this, obviously, it's like, oh, things are a bit shaky. Oh, hang on, why does my mind just sort of go all over the place? This is a normal progressive development that you'll go through. And so, it will feel, it's like, oh, hang on. Well, if I don't have the guided meditation, my mind just goes all over the place. And this is essentially, this is not about like whether you have the guidance or not. This is just more, okay, it's just quieter now, and I can notice that my mind is actually doing that. It's actually always doing this. It's always doing this. It's just usually when we have like sounds around us in some way to anchor us, we just don't notice it enough. Notice it as much, I should say. Sorry. And so when we're left to our own devices a little bit, it feels shaky because we're used to those kinds of guide rails. Now, how do you move forward with this? Well, it's like, it's great. You still continue to do the guided meditations. But say you do like guided meditations, let's call it like 5 days out of the week or something like that. You go, okay, great, I'll do 4 days of guided meditation, but let's try 1 day without a guided meditation. Or you might say, okay, well, I usually do a guided meditation for 15 minutes, but I'll do a guided meditation this time for 10 minutes, and the last 5 minutes I'll sit in silence and see what happens. So it's not this thing where you have to like really jump into the deep end and go, okay, no more guided meditations. I just run away to a silent place in a cave and I never speak to anybody anymore. You just gradually start to move, and you want to gradually get to the point where it's actually easier for you to practice without guidance. Most people
after they've been practicing a while, the guidance actually starts to be a kind of like, most people are here, they're like, I don't want to hear like Ajahn Sadaro talk. I don't want to hear him talk. Like, I just want to sit here quietly. Most people, the more you practice, that's what it actually gets to. I know myself, when I have to listen to a guided meditation, it's like, just shut up. Like, shut up and leave me alone. So it does get to the point where the guidance becomes a bit of a kind of a hindrance for you. So, but again, this takes time. This takes a lot of practice, and you just gradually do these things. Like anything, like learning to ride a bicycle. Obviously, when you start to ride a bicycle, you start with like the tricycle. In tricycle, you start with the training wheels or whatever, and that's good. This gets the movement happening, But eventually, you go, okay, well, let's try this thing. Take the training wheels off, and what happens? You ride the bike, and you run into the fence or whatever it is. But you gradually get more and more used to it, and so the more proficient you get, the easier and easier it is. But yeah, just take it slow. As I said, if you're doing 5 guided meditations a week, that's fine. Just try 4, then 1 more without it, or a couple of minutes without the guidance, and just see how it goes, and just gradually build the ability up more and more as you go along.
Thank you, Ajahn, for the answers and for the meditation.
No problem. No problem. Maybe one more online.
Thank you, Ajahn. There was one more question.
Yep.
Ajahn, can you talk about how the space around us impacts our practice? Being in an open space, like an A-frame house or temple, is a great support of meditation, faith and metta.
Yep. Yeah, I think obviously being in a particular kind of environment can have an impact on the meditation that you have. So say, for example, you sit out on an open mountain or something, and everything feels very, very spacious, and it can be an aid to your meditation. And likewise, if you come to a place like this and you're sitting in the room with other people, it can be an aid to your meditation. Generally, if you're in these spaces that are like broad open, it can make your meditation feel more open and spacious. But this is all. It's not a kind of one-to-one relation with these things. I should preface that with saying, if you find it useful to be in these kinds of environments, an A-frame or in a bigger building or outside or something, yeah, great. And you find that that's a support to your meditation, yeah, that's fine. Just continue to do that. But there's not like a one-to-one relation. Just because you go and sit outside, your meditation will get better. Obviously, there's a lot of other factors that play into it. We can have instances where we go to sit outside, and we might hike up a mountain. And it's like, this is going to be great. I'm going to hike all the way up this mountain, and I'm going to sit on the edge, and it's going to be awesome. And I'm going to look over everything, and it's going to be great. My meditation's going to be great. And we get up there, and it's like, I got to walk back down now. And you think about all these kinds of things. So. So you could sit in an open space and still not be still and quiet. This also does happen. The alternative that, you can sit in a very confined space. A lot of times, say for example, you do these longer retreats, you can sit in a meditation cell that's a very small room, and it's super confined. And your meditation can be really, really good in these confined spaces because you have absolutely no sensory input happening. So that can be very good as well. So this is all to say that obviously, the environment and the place around you has a impact on you. Obviously, you're an embedded creature. You're an embedded being. So whatever you're embedded in has an impact on you. But also, we don't want to use these things as a kind of crux in any kind of way. We don't want to go, well, I can't really meditate unless I, sit in my A-frame house or whatever, or if I can't meditate unless I go outside. Obviously, if we can do this is good, but we just don't want to use it as a kind of crux to go, well, I didn't have a meditation because I wasn't sitting in these kinds of places. Again, we want to be getting to the point where we can meditate anywhere. We can meditate in a very quiet and a very open and a very spacious place. We want to be able to meditate in a very even confined and noisy and chaotic kind of place. We want to be able to do it in all these different environments. So again, if it's a support and it's practical for you, that's great. That's fine. Continue to use it, but also just we just don't want to be dependent on these kinds of places. So yeah.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay.
Unless there are any more questions in the hall, then I think we're done for the evening.
Yeah, we can call it a night. Okay, very good. Okay, nice to see everybody. So hopefully you come here for the Easter weekend retreat with Bhante Sangamaji. It should be very, very nice. And yeah, and all the other stuff is up there on the website about all the different online stuff that's happening. So with that, we'll call it a night and see you all next time.